after hitting another record high overnight. So will the run continue into next year and beyond? Here he comes, our favorite gold bug, Peter Schiff, president of Euro Pacific Capital, author of Crash Proof 2.0, How to Profit from the Economic Collapse. He sees gold likely going as high as 5,000. Lou Grasso, gold trader with Millennium Futures, a little more cautious about gold in the long term. All right, Lou, make the cautious case.
Well, I think that what we're seeing is gold has been having this big move up in the last year and a half in anticipation of people talking about inflation down the road. I've been one of them. I've been calling for gold to hit this 1,200 mark since it was trading around 650. But we haven't seen inflation creep in yet. We will see it come into the marketplace, into the economy. But I think what's going to happen is down the road you're going to see the buy the rumor, sell the fact. When gold had that spike back in 1980, inflation had already run rampant throughout the economy. And people reacted to it, and they bought it up real quick, and then it hit the doldrums for 25 years. This time, I think when inflation starts to show its head, we can get that initial super spike, possibly to 1,500 to 1,800. But I think from then, you're going to start to see it backing off.
All right, Peter Schiff, I mean, this sounds a little bit like those guys who wrote the book, Dow 36,000. $5,000 gold sounds kind of optimistic.
Well, you know, I was talking about gold going up when it was, $250, $300 an ounce.
Yeah.
I was on the show with you on Squawk Box four years ago.
Yes. All right, let him go, Mark. Let him get go. Let him get the word in here.
You were right.
Right,
now let's address the rest.
No, but my point is it's the same argument. When you said you didn't care about the price of gold when it was still under 500, that you weren't buying it, you can make the same argument today. 1,200 is not expensive considering all the money that we've created, all the money that we're going to create, not only the Federal Reserve, but central banks around the world. The gold price is headed a lot higher. It's not going to hit 5,000 this year. It's not going to hit it next year, but it's going to hit it eventually, and maybe before Barack Obama leaves the White House.
I did see hear an interesting fact over the last several weeks that the production of gold is actually declining. Is that right?
Well, the cost of mining has gone up a lot. Inflation has driven up the cost of mining gold. And so the economics are not there. I mean, if you happen to already own the gold, you can mine it profitably. But if you have to explore for it, the exploration budgets were cut to the bone over the years. So I don't think there is a lot of gold to meet the new demand that's coming, because gold is money. Gold is not just some other commodity. And when central banks make currencies unattractive with zero interest rates and all this printing, people are going to go back to traditional money. They're going to save in gold. They're going to transact in gold. And the demand is going to explode.
Well, I agree with part of what you're saying, but as far as using gold as everyday transactions for everyday people, I don't see that happening. I don't see that the masses are exposed to enough gold that they can use it for everyday transactions.
I see it happening in my business. People are buying gold from my firm every day, and the numbers are growing and growing and growing. People are choosing to save in gold. And, transacting, you don't have to physically, take gold bullion into a store and buy something, but you can have gold in the bank, and you can use it as a form of savings to finance purchases.
Right, but your customers, when you say you see it in your business, your customers are coming to you for gold. I'm talking about the average person out there in the street.
These are average people. I'm dealing with average people. I'm not dealing with hedge funds. I'm dealing with retail investors.
I understand,
and more people
but
are
the retail
gold.
investors that you're dealing with, I'm sure, have a higher net worth than the people out there, the ordinary person in the street.
Most of them do, but I have a lot of students. I have young kids. I get high school kids emailing me, where do I buy gold? How do I get gold?
Right.
People are understanding. These are not high net worth individuals.
But it's things like that actually scare me a little bit. You know that when the public starts to get in, the public is usually the last in, and they're the last out.
But they're barely in. This is the beginning. I agree.
Right,
when everybody is in,
this is why I believe we can go to $1,500 to $1,800. I think we can see that. But I think when you start talking about peak gold and about the cost of production going up.
Lou, I got to cut you off.
All right.
The clock says Lou got the last word. Thank you, Peter Schiff.